Hey Auda, can I talk to you for a minute?
Sure, what about?
I'm trying to analyze a character in a book with my kids in class, and I was wondering if there are characteristics a person should have in order to be considered normal.
Wow, well, the concept of normality is very difficult to define. I mean, some people eat dog and this is normal for them, but I know you wouldn't eat peppers.
Of course not. Pepper's a part of my family.
That's what I mean. So instead, some people have argued that normality should refer to the ideals of mental health.
How so?
Marie Jahoda was a psychologist that stated 6 characteristics by which mental health could be measured.
Interesting. Can you tell me more about it?
No, que pereza. Come to my class and you'll see. No, mentira, I'm kidding. Of course I can tell you about it. Okay, so first, she said we need to have an effective self-perception. Our self-perception basically determines our behavior. If we think we're inadequate, we're going to act this way. However, if we think we're the coolest person in the world, we're going to act accordingly. We need to have a strong sense of identity.
Ah, okay, I get that. What next?
Then, you also need a realistic self-esteem. This means that we need to accept ourselves just as we are. And if you think of it, how many people are trying to change how they look or how they behave? A lot of people. Many are not really happy with themselves.
Yeah, it's true. I always thought wanting to be better was good.
No, it is good, but only to reach self-actualization, not as a requirement to be happy.
Ah, okay, I see.
This brings us to the third characteristic, which is self-direction and productivity. This basically refers to personal growth and the ability that a person has to reach their maximum potential. Are we always productive? Do we always do what we need to do when we need to do it?
I know a lot of people who are not self-directed then.
Many of us aren't, and that's the whole point. And even harder than self-direction is the next characteristic, having a voluntary control of behavior. For example, are we able to cope with stressful situations? Do we overreact at times? Are we independent? Are we needy? We need to be able to self-regulate.
Whoa, I'm starting to think I'm not mentally healthy.
You're not. But don't worry, only 2% of the world is. I'm part of that 2%, by the way.
No, you're not.
Fine, I'm not. But let that be our little secret. If you think of it, this is quite interesting. It gives us something to think about.
It sure does. What's next?
Well, another characteristic is that we need to be able to sustain relationships and give affection. Jahoda basically said that we should have the ability to love, to function at work, and to have many interpersonal relations.
Now I can do that.
CP CP. She also said we need to have an accurate perception of reality, and we all know you do not have that.
Auda!
What? I'm kidding. Lastly, we should have a true perception of the world. We should adjust to new situations and solve problems. We need to see things as they are and not as we want them to be.
This sounds like an interesting approach. Are there any criticisms?
Yes, it is quite interesting. And according to this approach, the more characteristics that are satisfied, the healthier you're going to be. However, like everything in life, there are 2 sides to every story. A criticism is that some criteria might be seen to be ethnocentric. That basically means that some cultures might value a specific behavior and other cultures wouldn't.
I see.
Do you think this helped?
Yep, thank you so much.